Mike Bohn here in Cleveland with the champ, J McKee, man. It's been a couple weeks now. How's the champ life treating you and everything?
Another day, man. Another day in the office, you know what I mean? Kind of hasn't really settled in, but, you know, staying busy, staying in the gym, staying active. So that's key to me.
Even still, like I asked you the day or the Monday after the fight, you're like, it still hasn't hit me yet. So a few weeks later, you're still not feeling any different.
I don't think it's going to hit me. You know what I mean? I think that's just me being me, you know what I mean? I'm happy with the accomplishment, obviously. I'm happy with where I'm at, you know what I mean? Now it's time to reach new grounds.
And well, here you are doing a little bit of that. I mean, you have you're working the broadcast for this Jake Paul Tyron Woodley fight. How'd that come about? I know you've done a little bit of stuff with Bellator, working the desk, but how did this one come up?
Honestly, I'm not quite sure. It was just kind of up in the air, and then I was like, "Yo, am I commentating?" They're like, "Would you like to?" I'm like, "Fuck it, yeah." You know what I mean? Like I like speaking. I like breaking down fights, analyzing things. Especially this fight. It's a little personal. Me obviously having a close relationship to Woodley, and then seeing Jake and having a mutual tie with him, Anthony, and so forth. So I'm excited for it, man. I get to see an entertainer like Anthony himself, and then a professional athlete who everybody thinks is washed up, who has to prove his ground, to an entertainer who has to prove his ground just on a different realm. You know what I mean? So I'm intrigued at the whole situation. I like it. It's going to be a great fight, and I'm looking forward to it, honestly. It's going to be an entertaining one.
What did you think of the little press conference skirmish? Like, I was, in the middle of that, and I turned around, I was like, there's AJ, and he was kind of, you're on the outside, but you're on the inside. Like, what did you just think of everything that was going down there and being in kind of the heat of the moment there?
It's a little crazy, you know what I mean? Especially talk about Mama Woodley. I don't care who it is, what's going on. You talk about my mama, that's like talking about my pops, you know what I mean? I took enough of it until I had enough. And then I'm going to come back at you with another rebuttal. So I kind of understand where Woodley's coming from. But at the same time, it's not Jake. It's someone in his crew, so forth, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, man, these boys are going to go out there and do what they do, you know what I mean? It's all about the opportunity and opening new doors. So I'm excited to see how things play out, you know? At the end of the day, they're going to go in there and they're going to try to fight. I'm excited to see what is Jake going to do? Is he going to show up or is he going to fold? Because I don't think he's ever been hit as hard as he's about to get hit. But at the same time, he can take a punch. You know what I mean? He's young. He's not supposedly on the way out of his career and so forth. You know what I mean? So it's an intriguing story, the whole angle, everything. I like it. You know what I mean? It's entertaining.
Is that going to be maybe a scary part for Woodley if he does go in there and lands a big shot in the first couple of rounds and Jake, stands there and he takes it well? Is that maybe going to be the worst possible sign for Tyron over maybe a potentially longer fight?
Definitely. I would think so. I would think so. So it's just, you know what I mean? It's a fight. You never know. You never know what's going to happen.
And I remember you told me when we did the interview after your fight, you want to dip your toe into the boxing world. There's the whole Floyd Mayweather thing. Is this maybe the little start of it? I know I've seen like Steven Espinoza around here. You kind of putting in the good word, like, hey, maybe you get me on one of these?
Definitely. I've mentioned it. We're talking. We're talking. Bellator, we're talking. We're doing a lot of talking on many levels. So I'm looking forward to it and see what the future holds. But I'm not trying to sit out, man. I want another fight before the end of the year. Whether it's boxing, MMA, whatever we do, I need to get back in there. You know what I mean? I'm not hurt, so let's run it back.
Any updates on that, or what are you kind of hearing? I know Patricio's done a few interviews since the fight and stuff, and it doesn't seem like he's like clamoring to do this rematch right away, especially at 55. So what does your gut say is going to happen?
I don't know. Maybe I might defend once or twice, then go up to 55s. We'll see. See what happens. But if he don't want to fight me, all right, cool, fight somebody else.
They had designated that Adam Borics J Wilson fight as the #1 contender fight, and then JJ missed weight by like an absurd amount. Seems like he's going to move up. What do you think? Like, Adam Borics, should he just get the shot now by default, or do you think he still has to win one?
Hey, his name's on that belt. He could get his ass whooped too if he wanted. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I don't care. I'm the man now, which is kind of weird.
You're the A side on all these fights.
I'm the A side on all these fights, regardless how it's laid out. So anybody come get it. You want it? I'm gonna kick your ass just to say I did it. You know what I mean? It's old McKee remedy right there. So
ideally, I mean, we're already almost in September, so you're hoping in the next few weeks you can start a camp, or
my camp started last week. You know what I mean?
No days off.
No days off. You know what I mean? I'm up here training. My dad hits mitts. We hit mitts. while Anthony does his workout, I'll do my own little thing, and then Ant gets done with his workout. Then it's time to get our work. You know what I mean? Can't waste time. You know what I mean? There's a reason why Floyd's the best.
And at least they're keeping you busy with the broadcast, so looking forward to seeing your analysis and everything on the fight. Are you allowed to make a prediction? Do you want to save it for the broadcast? What are you kind of thinking and how this fight ends?
That's where I have to be professional and keep it neutral, even though I am biased because of the relationship that I have. But this is business. You got to remove your emotions and do what's right. You know what I mean? So it's being able to just do that, see the middle ground, weigh out the pros, weigh out the cons. This is what this person needs to do. This is what this person needs to do. I don't like this with this person. I don't like this with this person. It's a fight. Anything can happen. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to see how it plays out. You know, that self-belief Jake has. Woodley was the chosen one. He was young. He had that same self-belief. This kid has something to prove. He's always felt he has something to prove. So for him, it's okay. Well, I'm going to do it because they said I can't do it. That's Jake. You know what I mean? Everyone, 4 for 4, all finishes through the tournament. Said I'm going to do it. When you have that self-belief, there's something about it. So can't count Jake out. You know what I mean? I know he's a Disney Channel kid and all that, but hey, that has nothing to do with the skill set. When you put in the work, you put in the miles, you get results.
And has that direct deposit hit the account from the $1 million tournament win?
You know it. I haven't spent it on anything yet, though. I'm kind of sitting back. I'm like, Porsche, Caddy, GTR. Fuck. All right, I need to get a house. So I think I'm gonna buy a house so I can park all these cars in it. Cause yeah.
Well, it's good to have options there. Yeah, I know your manager's over there. She probably wants you to keep the money tight in the bank account. So.
Yeah, they don't like me in cars. My dad, managers, none of them. They don't like me in cars, but we'll see.
Well, the future is bright regardless. Really appreciate the time, man, and looking forward to seeing you work Sunday night on the broadcast.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure.